big successes, a few big successes compensate for dozens and dozens of things that didn't work.
It's easy to look at Jeff Bezos and wonder how he rose to such success. What advice would he give me? He says to choose something you're passionate about and choose a life of service and adventure. He tells you to ask yourself, what choices are you really making? Make sure to celebrate your gifts, but always make good choices and challenge yourself. Don't forget to be bold. You don't always know if something's going to work out, but take the risk. Risks often mean accepting failure, but always focus on what you can control and expect to be scrutinized along the way. Always be optimistic about your ventures and choose to put in lots of time and energy. Although most of us won't reach a fraction of what Jeff Bezos has accomplished, we can look at him and learn how we can be successful.
Usually it's about, do you have energy? And is your work depriving you of energy, or is your work generating energy for you?
You can choose a life of ease and comfort, or you can choose a life of service and adventure. Which one of those, when you're 90 years old, are you going to be more proud of? A young person should find something that they're passionate about to do. That's not going to surprise anyone. It's a clear thing to do. It's very hard. If you don't love your work, you're never going to be great at it. I think the other thing I would suggest to any young person, even before they start their career, is to really think about their choices. Because I find young people, and when I was young, I made this mistake too. You can get very fixed on your gifts. So everybody has gifts. You know, you have gifts and you have things that you didn't get gifted. Maybe you're extremely beautiful. Maybe you're extremely good at mathematics. There are a lot of things that you can be given. But those things can confuse you because they're not the things that construct your life. It's your choices that construct your life. You know, I have been lecturing, we have all hands meetings at Amazon, and I say, look, when the stock is up 30% in a month, don't feel 30% smarter, because when the stock is down 30% in a month, it's not going to feel so good to feel 30% dumber. Never spend any time thinking about the daily stock price. I don't. It was fine being the second wealthiest person in the world. That actually worked fine. I would say it's something people naturally are curious about. You know, it's a kind of an interesting curiosity. But, you know, inventor Jeff Bezos or entrepreneur Jeff Bezos, father Jeff Bezos, those kinds of things are much more meaningful to me. You know, it's an output measure. If you look at the financial success of Amazon and the stock, I own 16% of Amazon. Amazon's worth roughly $1 trillion. I believe so powerfully in the ability of entrepreneurial capitalism and free markets to solve so many of the world's problems. Not all of them, but so many of them.
One of my jobs as the leader of Amazon is to encourage people to be bold. And people love to focus on things that aren't yet working. And that's good, it's human nature. That kind of divine discontent can be very helpful. But you really, it's incredibly hard to get people to take bold bets. And you need to encourage that. And if you're gonna take bold bets, they're gonna be experiments. And if they're experiments, you don't know ahead of time whether they're gonna work. Experiments are by their very nature prone to failure, but big successes, a few big successes compensate for dozens and dozens of things that didn't work. Literally billions of dollars of failures. You know, you might remember Pets.com or Cosmo. None of those things are fun, but they don't matter. What really matters is companies that don't continue to experiment, companies that don't embrace failure, they eventually get in a desperate position. The only thing they can do is make a kind of Hail Mary bet at the very end of their corporate existence.
For me, again, this is one of those things where, I focus on and ask our teams to focus on what we can control. And I expect, whether it's, the current US administration or any other government agency anywhere in the world, Amazon is now a large corporation, and I expect us to be scrutinized, should be scrutinized and examined. It's reasonable. All I can do is really my thought process was, and I was not looking to buy a newspaper, even crossed my mind. So when the opportunity came up, is somebody who knows something more about the internet. Post was a very difficult financial position at that time. And so for me, I had to decide, was it hopeless? I didn't believe it was hopeless. I
thought I was optimistic that the post could be turned around. Second, I had to decide, did I want to put my own time and energy into this? And the answer to that question is yes. It was very obvious to me as soon as I thought about it that way. It's like, okay, I think I actually can help. I can help in two ways. I can provide financial resources while this turnaround occurs, and I can also help with my internet knowledge.
Thank you for watching, and please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.